Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Not Your Mother's Mom, and today we're going to be talking about something that I just want to put out there because it's something that's been super helpful for me and some friends that I know also, and that is Daith, or Daith, I think some people say it, piercing to help reduce the frequency of migraines. So if you are a fellow sufferer of migraines, I know there are a lot of us out there, and there are some good meds to treat them, but this is sort of a slightly more, I don't know, I guess natural approach. Not that I have anything against using meds. I mean, when you have a migraine, you'll do just about anything to get rid of it. Migraine meds don't work great for me. I have one that I take every day, and then I have one that I can take when I get a really severe one, but I still was having a lot of breakthrough migraines, particularly with barometric pressure changes, which sounds a little like woo-woo, but it is a thing. I mean, it's a recognized phenomenon. So, phenomenon. Anyway, so this is something you might want to consider if you are a sufferer of migraines. It's, well, let me show you first of all what I'm talking about. So this little fold of skin right in here, can you see that? So I have a big sort of gold ring in there. So that's the Daith. And I had it pierced about a year ago. And so I consulted my piercer about it. I'm someone obviously who likes piercings anyway. So what's one more? And if I end up not liking it or it doesn't work, I can always take it out, which is the beauty of piercings as opposed to tattoos or something. You know, if you don't like it, take it out. Sorry, dogs. So let me just tell you what my experience with it was, and you can think about it and feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section. So I take a migraine medicine every day to prevent migraines, and then I also have one that I can take when I get one, which I still get even with the daily kind of prophylactic med, particularly when there's a big weather change with barometric pressure somehow affects migraines. Sounds crazy, but it is an actual documented thing that happens. So I got this pierced about a year ago, and since then I've seen a dramatic reduction in the frequency of my migraines. And when I do get one, it's not as bad. So I was having even with the prophylactic meds, I was having probably at least one migraine a week. And that's one migraine too many in my book. And so when I heard about this, I was like, let's give it a shot. If it doesn't work, I'll take it out or whatever, or just leave it. I mean, I think it looks cool anyway. So my piercer said he had several clients who it had worked for, and I did a little kind of Googling about it, and there aren't really any studies that back it up, but there's a lot of anecdotal evidence. In other words, a lot of physicians have documented cases with their patients where they've tried this and it has worked for them. So, there's obviously the placebo effect, which is also a real thing. And if you believe that something is going to work for you, sometimes that's enough to get your brain wrapped around it in a certain way, and it does work. But there's also some evidence that this affects the vagal nerve, and this is from NIH, National Institutes of Health, affects the vagal nerve, which can somehow have some effect on migraines. So, so that's my experience. I really just saw such a huge decrease in my migraines. I was getting about one a week at least. And since I've gotten this piercing, and this was about a year ago, I can count on one hand the number of migraines that I have had. It was that dramatic. Recently, a friend of mine had it done too, and she also has had a huge reduction in the number of her migraines and the severity. So just sort of a little public service announcement, and feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section if you want to know more about it. I can tell you a few things about the piercing. I mean, well, first of all, obviously you want to go to a reputable piercer in your area. It's pretty easy to find someone, look it up, read the reviews, go in and talk to them first if you like. As far as the pain with this piercing, it's minimal. I mean, any piercing to me is painful. I mean, it's a needle going through your skin. It hurts, but it's so quick, and especially if you have a good piercer, as I do. If you're in my area, feel free to ask me about what piercer I go to. I'm happy to share that information. He's excellent, and he's so quick that by the time your brain kind of registers that it's hurting, it's over. The one thing about this piercing, as opposed to other kind of like lobe piercings or even a nasal piercing, I don't know, I found this one a little bit harder to heal, particularly because I like to sleep on my side. And if you can avoid sleeping on your side while it's healing, I think that really helps. The aftercare is pretty minimal. Again, your piercer will talk to you about that, but you don't have to do a whole lot to it. In fact, kind of the less you do to piercings, the better, I think, the quicker they heal. I would say it was fully healed to the point where like I can tug on it and it doesn't hurt within about 6 months. But the effect on migraines started immediately. So yeah, I'm not a doctor. Obviously, I'm not giving you medical advice. I just want to share my experience, and if it's helpful to anybody, that's great. So again, feel free to ask me any questions in the comments. I'm trying to think if there's anything I didn't really address. Do your research. As with any kind of body modification, you want to go somewhere that is reputable and uses sterile equipment and all that stuff. But these days, it's pretty easy to find a place no matter where you live. So yeah, that's been my experience. I am so thrilled. It's been really a life-changing thing. And I got a cool new piercing to boot. There's so much awesome piercing jewelry available these days. It's really different from when, I was a kid and you went to the mall and you had a gun, pierce your ear, and you were stuck wearing these like gigantic studs for months. And I put this in immediately. I mean, he pierced it and put this piece of jewelry in immediately. So that was nice. So that's been my experience with Daith piercings and migraines. I hope it was helpful, and thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.